Hi everyone, today is December 13. I don't really have a lot to share with you today. Where I left off with you yesterday, I told you I was going to work on my chapter by chapter for the first book in the Buttermilk Creek Mystery Series, which is Christmas Cowbells, and that is the December selection for Book 1 Cozy's Club, or my first in a series Cozy Mystery Book Club, and that didn't happen. How could I forget that I needed to edit and upload the Vlogmas video for last week? So that's what I did all day. I had mentioned how long it took to edit and render and upload the very first Vlogmas video, and that I was looking into a different editing software to try to help speed up the rendering time. And so I started out today trying to use that new software, but the editing portion of it was taking like 10 times longer than it would take on my normal editing software, and I just couldn't justify putting all of that extra time in when I knew that it would be so much faster to get to the rendering stage by using my old software. So I essentially wasted like 2 hours trying to get the video edited in a different program, and at that I was only able to edit maybe 3 clips, and I couldn't justify putting all of that time in because I knew that I wouldn't be able to get the video up. So I went back to my old software. Editing still took a long time, but it didn't take as long as it did the week before. And so that is rendering right now. I'm at about 50% or so, I think. Probably less. But it's going to render for a while. I presume it's going to take a little less than what the first video took. But yeah, so later today I plan on uploading the videos to the channels and then backing up the video again just in case something happens. And so yeah, a good portion of my day was taken up by editing the video. While I was editing, I was able to catch up on some Vlogmases from several people that I follow, so that was fun. And so other than that, I did a little bit of knitting, which is what I have to share with you right now. So I haven't showed you any knitting for a couple days, I think. So the last place I left off on my Christmas tied cowl was down here, which is the icy window section. And then I had mentioned to you that the next stitch pattern was based on a scene in Harry Potter where he is opening presents with Ron in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And so this stitch pattern right here is kind of representative of when Harry is putting the cloak on for the first time. So it's kind of like a swishy thing. So like how you would like fling a coat around your neck. So yeah, I finished that today, and I have already seen the next section, the video for the next section. Unfortunately, I'm already a day behind, so hopefully I'll be able to get that section done today because the next clue comes out tomorrow. So the next section is based on a passage from one of the Winnie the Pooh stories, and the stitch pattern kind of looks like snowflakes. So I think I should be able to get it done relatively quickly. These sections don't take a lot of time. Like, they're kind of all different widths. See, like, this section is a little bit thinner than like this section, and then this section is a different size also. But yeah, I don't think the snowflake section is going to take me too long. And then for that section, I have decided that I am going to use this color. So I think it works well for the snowflakes. And then you can see that was the color I had before, and so that's the color that I'm going to have next. And yeah, all scrunched up. But this cowl is going to have 12 separate sections, and I'm kind of looking at it right now, and it seems rather long already. I don't do many accessories, like I've mentioned, and I have never done a cowl. So I don't know, 12 sections seems a bit long to me, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. After all, it'll get scrunched up around the neck, but yeah. So far, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying how the colors are coming along and how they're working out with the stitch patterns. So hopefully I'll be able to catch up, or be on par, I guess, because I'm not quite behind yet. I still have today to catch up. So as long as I can get that new section done today, I'll be fine. So other than that, the only other thing I have to share with you is my yarn advent calendar. So let me get that out and I will be right back. So here we are with the advent calendar. Today's theme is a note from Santa. So, I wonder what color we're going to see. We are on number 13, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I'm thinking maybe some reds. What do you think? Take a guess while I open this. Again, it is a little bit more muted on camera than it is in real life. It's more of like a bright lime green, as opposed to the kind of light grass green that you're getting on screen, or at least that I am seeing through the viewfinder. But those pops of fuchsia are really, really pretty. So yeah, a note from Santa. So that's pretty much all I have to share with you today. I hope you're all having an amazing one, and tomorrow is the start of a new work week. So Here's hoping this week is better than last week. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Hi everyone, it's December 14th. I don't have much to tell you about today because I spent most of my day yesterday putting together my chapter by chapter and working on that project. So pretty much my entire day was taken up by working on chapter by chapter. I did put in like 4 rows of knitting into my Christmas tide cowl, but there's not enough to show you. So I will save that for another time. The next clue did already come out. I did watch the video, saw the inspiration, saw the stitch pattern, so I knew this was going to happen. It is what it is, but I'm trying to just go with the flow and let it happen as it happens, because no one needs more stress in their life right now. I definitely don't. So I'm just trying to relax and let it come as it comes. So anyway, what I do have to show you though is some manga reading for 25 days of manga. So I did finally finish the second volume of M, Great Priest Imhotep. In this volume we find out about this character right here, who is the successor to the pharaoh. I'm not sure what you'd call that. Like, kings have princes, but I don't know what the son of a pharaoh would be called. But that's what this character is. And they were friends back in ancient Egypt. So we find out a little bit about what their friendship was like, and then there's some political issues that arise, and you find out why M was, like, not really imprisoned, but I guess why M was punished, and how the whole thing about him having to seek out the Magi in present time has come about. And then there are also a few other interesting political things that go on. So I found this volume to be very interesting, and even though it took me so long to finally get through it, I am very, very excited to get into volume 3. Look at that cover. I think the cover actually gives away something. I'm not going to point it out, but you might be able to see it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to more of this story. I do think this is going to be one that I am going to continue collecting, but again, like with the Elder Sister-like one, I will wait until I am done with this volume to decide for sure whether or not I am going to continue adding it to my collection. So yeah, 25 days of manga, still going. I am behind also. I believe the second volume of M, Great Priest Imhotep, was my 9th volume of 25. And we're already on December 14th, so I am 5 volumes behind. But that's okay. I did check my Goodreads today when I input the second volume to my account as read, and noticed that I am just 1 book away from my Goodreads goal of 100 things read in 2020. So it's either going to be this volume right here or my Book One Cozies Club book, the selection for December, which is Christmas Cowbells, the first book in the Buttermilk Creek Mystery Series by Molly Cox Bryan. Based on that, I do believe that I will be over 100 by the end of the year. At least I'm hoping so, since we've still got half a month left. But yeah, so that's what I've got for you on the reading front. Now I have my yarn advent calendar to share with you. So I will go ahead and get that out, and we will open today's envelope and see what's inside. Ooh, so that is very nice. This is very much more of the Christmas color scheme that I was missing from this collection. I think this one is going to look gorgeous when it's knit up. So you can see there's like a berry red and a very dark green, and there's even a little bit of like purplish shade where the colors meet. This skein is like I'm not sure, it's like a cream with a grayish tinge. I don't know, but I really like this skein. So the inspiration for this skein was, that's what I love about Christmas. So that is perfect for that theme. I'm very excited to see what that looks like knit up. I'm also excited for tomorrow's theme, which is clouds everywhere, which should be my type of color. More like blues and whites and things like that. Unless we're talking about storm clouds, in which case I would expect some grays. But that would be nice too. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. That is all that I've got to share with you this morning. So I hope you guys have an excellent day ahead. I have work today, unfortunately. I'm hoping this week is not as bad as last week was, but we shall see how it goes. I'm going to try to remember to breathe. And yeah, so have a great one, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye. Hi everyone, it is December 15th. I didn't do much again today. Did have to work, so I put in a full day at work, but I was able to put in a little bit of knitting on my Christmas tide cowl, so I thought I'd share that with you since I haven't had knitting to show you in a little bit. So let's take a closer look. So this is the first section here, which was Mr. Beaver's Dam. And then we've got the Christmas tree. And this is Icy Windows. This is Happy Christmas, Harry. And this was the last section that I was behind on. I was able to catch up today. This is something about snow. I can't remember, but it's inspired by a passage in a Winnie the Pooh story. So you can see that I just started putting in my next color here for section 6. And that section is called Flaming Pudding. It's a really pretty lace section. You can kind of see we've got a texture pattern, then a lace section, texture pattern, lace, texture. So that's kind of how it's going. So far my colors are working out really well. My next color is this one. If you recall at the beginning of Vlogmas, I told you when I was winding this one up, it flew off the winder. So that's why it looks kind of messy, but this is Cascade Heritage Lunar Rock, and so yeah, like I said, the colors are working out really well. I think I've got like one more blue, but it leans more towards gray, so that will come in later in the cowl. But so far, so good. I am still behind at this point, even though I did get started on this section right here. The next clue comes out tomorrow morning, so I'm not that far behind, but I'm still more behind than I'd like. I really enjoy seeing everybody else's cowls and their color choices. All of ours are really different, so it makes it really interesting. Even though we have all the same stitches, the colors that we're using and just the feel of the cowl is very different from patron to patron. So yeah, that is my knitting. The other thing I did today besides work was put in time on another episode of Chapter by Chapter for the Book One Cozies Club December selection, which is Christmas Cowbells, the first book in the Buttermilk Creek Mystery series by Molly Cox Bryan. So I did work on that a little bit. I've still got quite a bit to go, but the first of those videos started uploading to YouTube yesterday. So this particular chapter by chapter is going to be 9 videos long. The one that I did for Buried in a Book was 8 videos long, so just one video longer, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress on that so far, but obviously I've still got quite a bit of work to do on that. I did start Great Priest Imhotep Volume 3 last night, or early yesterday morning, but that's how far I got. Not too far. I am so behind on 25 days of manga, it's not even funny. But like I said, I will hit my 100 things read for 2020 before the month is over. So that makes me happy, because for a while there I didn't think I was going to make that. With my reading being the way that it has been since, I would say, April, which is really sad because that's like right after March Mystery Madness finished. But yeah, still enjoyed what I read from this and looking forward to getting into more. The only other thing I have to share with you is my yarn advent calendar, so let me get that out and I will be right back. Okay, definitely not what I was expecting, but I do see some similarities to previous skeins in this set. So yeah, I'm getting more excited to see what these skeins look like next to each other, because I do remember a few others that looked very similar to each other as well. This one is definitely more stormy skies, I would say, but there's still like purples and greens, so reminiscent of I believe it was either a pony Christmas tree or a note from Santa. Can't remember right now. After I show these to you, I actually put them back in the bag so that I know what number it was. So I can't even like see the skeins outside of these bags yet. But when I have opened them all, I will line them up by day and we'll take a look at the skeins in the order that they were in, and I think that'll be really interesting. I have an idea of a project that I might want to do with these, but I might not use this advent calendar for it. I might use the previous pineapple yarn advent calendar that I had from 2 years ago, I think, because I haven't used those skeins yet either. But like I said, I really don't want to do an accessory. I'd rather do a garment because I'd get more use out of a garment than I would get out of a scarf or a cowl or a hat. I don't really wear those things. And I don't want to do a blanket because you can't really show that off. I mean, you can have it in your house, and obviously I have blankets. But yeah, I definitely get more use out of it if it was a garment. So I've been looking at a couple of patterns. Not sure yet those will work out like I want to, but you can only try and experiment and see what works and what doesn't. So yeah, I'm very happy with this skein, and that's pretty much all that I have to share with you today. I hope you had a great one, and I will check back in with you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye. So that one is very pretty. Again, not exactly what I expected, with the theme being Ponyville, but I really, really enjoy this skein. I did catch myself again on that staple. But yes, very, very gorgeous skein. So hello everybody, today is December 16th. It's gonna be a short one today because I didn't do much else other than work. My work day was actually very productive today, but I just haven't been feeling very well all day, and it kind of started last night, so yeah. I did get to play my Animal Crossing. We got to shake some ornaments from the tree today, and that was super fun. No recipes yet though, so the ornaments are kind of useless without the recipes. We also, I actually have 2 islands. I have one on a normal Switch, and I have one on a Switch Lite. And on our Switch Lite, we moved in a campsite villager today. We traded Tiffany. Tiffany's moving out for Tia, who showed up in our campsite. So, yeah. A few eventful things there. I did start to jot down my December planned purchases list for my manga. It's normally just manga, but this month I have a knitting book that I have put on there. It's the Knit Happy, I think it's called, with self-striping yarn book that's coming out on December 22nd. That one is by Stephanie Lotben, who's also known as Telly Bean Knits, I believe. She is the person who designed the Sock Arms sweater, which was the inspiration for my Clip Crows Fly Again sweater. So, other than that, my manga list is still up in the air. A big part of that is that I do still have room on the page, and I don't know if I want to continue collecting the Elder Sister-like one. I read that earlier as part of 25 Days of Manga, and I've been sitting on it for a little while, and I'm still on the fence about whether or not I want to continue collecting that one. Half of me wants to find out more about what's going on, the other half doesn't, so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. There are a couple other titles that we may be interested in collecting, not new titles, but ongoing older titles. So I'm talking that over with my daughter right now. But I do have a little bit of knitting to show you, so let me get that out and I will be right back. So I did put a little work into my daughter's Christmas sock. I think we were somewhere around here when I showed this sock to you last. This is the second sock. So I'm almost to where I'm going to start the heel. And yeah, I want to have these done for her by Christmas because her Christmas sweater will not be done in time. But because I want to get this done, I've had to put the Christmas tie cowl on hold. And so while we did some work, and so while we ate dinner tonight, we watched NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS New Orleans. And so I decided to put some work into this while I was watching that. The next section for the Christmas tied cowl, I believe I told you, was a lace design, and it's a pretty intricate lace one, so I need to have a little bit of concentration going into that. But yeah, at least I have one sock done. So let me show you where I am at. I believe I am like right around this area right now. On this sock. Just started putting in that gray. So yeah, I'm really close to putting in the heel. And yeah, so these will definitely be done. For some reason, it didn't register to me that Christmas is next week. It seems like the time has just gone by so quickly. But yeah, so I definitely want to get these done before then. And it shouldn't take me too much longer. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my day. Today is going to be more of the same, work, and then hopefully some knitting and some Animal Crossing. And yeah, maybe I'll be able to finalize my planned purchases list, and if I am able to, I will share that with you tomorrow. But that's all I've got for today. I hope you all had an amazing one, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to December 17th. Today I worked again as usual, and we did watch a movie, so I wanted to share that with you. We watched Meet Me in St. Louis, or if you go by the song, Meet Me in St. Louis. My friend Lee over at Lee Mac is doing a watch along, or was doing a watch along for this movie this week, and so I thought it would be a good time to rewatch this one because it has been quite a while since I've seen it. I did grow up watching a lot of musicals, and this was one that my mom had introduced me to when I was much younger. And so I really like the packaging on this. I was very surprised while we were watching that I remembered a lot of what happened, which I didn't think I'd remember anything because it's been that long since I watched it. I think the last time I watched this movie, I was in high school or college. One of those two, but yeah. I enjoyed my rewatch of this, and I'm looking forward to watching Lee's reaction video for this one. I had mentioned earlier that she was doing a watch-along of the Mickey's Christmas Carol. I was going to say Muppets Christmas Carol. No, that's the one I watch every Christmas Eve. Mickey's Christmas Carol, which I also haven't seen in a long time. I believe that was delivered to my mailbox, so maybe you'll see that tomorrow. But we probably won't watch it until the weekend because my mom does work tomorrow night. She does work outside of the house, and she works late, so we'll probably watch it when all of us are home. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching another rendition of The Christmas Carol because I tend not to watch any version of The Christmas Carol besides the Muppets Christmas Carol. I don't know, any other version of The Christmas Carol just doesn't have the same entertainment factor for me, I guess. I don't know, but I really enjoy the Muppets version. We sing along to it, and yeah, it's now become a tradition for us to watch it on Christmas Eve, usually running into Christmas, so we'll usually start it really, really late at night and have it end after midnight on Christmas. So yeah, we've been doing that for a while, and it's become something I really look forward to every year. The last couple years have kind of hit me really hard where I'm not feeling really Christmassy. And this year is unfortunately the same. I'm not feeling really Christmassy. I'm not wanting to listen to Christmas music. I'm not wanting to watch Christmas movies. But this, when I was watching this, I really, really wanted to watch White Christmas, which is another classic, one that I've watched several times. But yeah, I think I have it. I am not sure. I'll have to look. But White Christmas is another favorite Christmas movie of mine, besides the Christmas Peanuts movie, or I'm not even sure what that one's called, but you know which one I'm talking about. So yeah, I enjoyed watching this movie tonight, and while we were watching, I did do a little bit of knitting, so let me pull that out real fast. So I worked on my daughter's Perfect socks. So, ooh, it's been stabbed. So this sock that I had finished earlier in the month from the Regia Perfect from Arne and Carlos. And so this is where I am at on the second sock. And there is string everywhere because I did do the same thing as I did with this sock, where when I got to the heel, I rolled up the yarn, because this is yarn that was left over from the leg. With the way the Perfect is done, you're supposed to do the leg as long as the patterned yarn is coming out of the skein, and then start your heel when the solid color starts. But if I had done that, the leg of this sock would have been way too long, so I decided to roll it up into a center pull ball, and I pinned it to the front of the sock while I worked the heel. And then when I picked up the heel stitches, I started using this color again. So I did the same thing with this sock. They look pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It might be a little bit off, but I don't think it's much. I don't know. What do you think? So anyway, I have turned the heel. I'm working down the foot. I have finished the gusset, so I've done 1 or 2 rows in the leg, but they're looking pretty identical. So yeah, I'm very happy that the technique I used is working out so far. I am, that is not a hole. That is just a dark stitch right there. But I anticipate that there is one more place where things could get out of sync on the sock, and it's somewhere in here, I think, where I ran out of yarn from the center pull ball and had to reattach the skein. But I will deal with that when I get there. But yeah, so far so good. So that's the progress on my daughter's socks. Those should be done relatively soon. I would say this weekend. And then I'll probably start on a pair for my mom. I do have a skein in mind that I want to pull for her for Christmas socks. And then the last thing I want to share with you is my yarn advent calendar. So let me get that out and try to avoid poking myself with a staple again. But yeah, I'll be right back. Now that is nice. That is very Christmassy and appropriate for the theme, which is I have to tell Santa. And that's what I forgot to look up today. I wanted to see if I could buy a copy of A Very Minty Christmas. I also did not look it up to see if it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime. But I should do that because I'm really curious to know where the inspiration for these color schemes came from. But yeah, this one doesn't match yesterday's skein, but I believe it matches either That's What I Love About Christmas, which is day 14, or A Note from Santa, which was day 13. I think it was day 14. That's What I Love About Christmas. So I really like that one. Tomorrow's theme is Sweet Berry, so I'm thinking there's going to be some pinks, maybe purples. And I presume Sweet Berry is a My Little Pony. I'm just guessing because I haven't seen the movie. It's been a very long time since I've watched any My Little Pony or played with My Little Ponies. But I do still have some of my Little Ponies from when I was younger. They are well loved because I did play with them often. But yeah, so that's today's skein. That's all I've got to share with you today. So I hope you all had an amazing one, and I will catch you again tomorrow. Bye. So I was right. Sweet Berry is pinks and purples. There's a little bit of like burgundy in there as well. Very nice. I found out today that the movie is available on Hulu for me to watch. So I will be watching that probably this weekend. I'm really interested to see where all the inspiration for these colors came from and all of the associations with the themes. So, welcome to December 18, everybody. Yesterday was another busy day. I ended up having to work late, and then I worked on my chapter by chapter, recording, editing, uploading, and by the time I was done, it was like 9 p.m. So didn't get any stitching done, but I did get some acquisitions come to me in the mail, so I will share that with you as soon as I put this away. So remember how I said I had ordered Mickey's Christmas Carol to watch with my friend Lee over at Lee Mac, and it hadn't come in? It arrived. So I'm looking forward to watching this one as well. This is the Animation Collection Volume 7, which supposedly has the better screen fit, I guess. The newer versions of this movie had some cuts made to the top and bottom of the images to fit widescreen TVs. And so I had read a lot of suggestions saying to get this version instead because it is full screen and it also includes these other films. I actually kind of remember watching this one when I was younger. I am almost positive I had this. Maybe not on DVD. Maybe not even at all. Maybe I just saw it on the Disney Channel. But yeah, so glad that this finally came in. So I will be giving this a watch. And then I had one more DVD come in, which was Mermaid Forest. And you will know that I ordered this after figuring out that I didn't have the entire series in my collection. So this is the last one. Let me just check. I'm not going to check it on screen, just in case there are spoilers. It doesn't say. I am pretty sure this is the last one though. So now my collection is complete. I really want to do a rewatch of the anime. I might do that before I read the manga because I have the entire series, I think, on the DVDs, whereas the mangas are still releasing. So very happy that these two DVDs came in the mail today. And again, I'm not really bothered about animated things being on DVD or in standard definition. I don't really see a difference. If these were live action, I'd definitely be more interested in getting Blu-rays, but I'm not bothered by it. So yeah, very happy with these two. Today I'm hoping to get some stitching in, but I do need to continue on my chapter by chapter project for Christmas Cowbells. I also want to get some stitching in on my daughter's sock and maybe finish that up. The new version of The Stand also started on CBS, and I'm really interested to watch it, but so far only one episode's been posted, and I'm not sure that I want to watch it where I have to wait for episodes to be released. So I'm still deciding on that for right now. Other than the chapter by chapter reading, I haven't been reading anything else. I just haven't been in the mood to read. And I don't know if that's a side effect of my reading Christmas cowbells, or if it's just that work is extra crazy right now because we're in crunch time. They're trying to do an email migration as well, which I don't understand why they're even attempting that during our busiest time of the year. But yeah, things are crazy, and it's unusual that I'm not even getting stitching time in. Like, I pretty much knit every day. I mean, it hasn't been until this year that I could remember a day where I didn't put a single stitch into a project. And just these last few months, there's been 3 or 4 days where I haven't stitched a thing. So that's really unusual for me. And I know that knitting helps calm me down. Like, it lowers my stress level. And I think because I'm not getting that in, that's probably why I'm feeling a little extra stressed right now. I don't know. I'm stressed all the time. But, you know, it's kind of like it's my normal. So, yeah. So here's hoping I get to do some stitching on some projects today, that I am able to work on my chapter by chapter and just unwind as much as I can. So I hope you are able to relax and unwind as well, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye! Hi everyone, and welcome to December 19th. I had a pretty good day today. As you can see, I finished my daughter's socks. These were the Regia Perfect from the Arne and Carlos line. Let me pull out the tag. So it's this one and the color 9136, and inside the tag there are instructions on how to get the perfect matching pair. So I didn't use that because I didn't know those instructions were in the ball, but I did watch some video tutorials on the Arne and Carlos website, but like I had mentioned before, I didn't follow those instructions because, as you can see here, the legs on those socks are mighty tall, and my daughter likes her socks to be pretty short, so I ended up trying to fudge it, and actually they came out not too bad. They are pretty darn close. I think the only place you can really see that there is a difference is down here in the toe. So this is the first sock I did, and you can see that there's this little strip of white and then the green with the strip of red here. These socks are both the same number of rows in the foot. So over here we have the start of the white stripe back here, but no red stripe. So something is definitely different between the two, but it's not really noticeable. At least I don't think so. And I think they came out very well. I decided to go ahead and do a Eye of Partridge. And this actually on camera doesn't look too bad. I have a problem with the Eye of Partridge not showing up very well. Like, I don't know. In some places it looks really flat. Like up here it looks really good, but in this area it doesn't. So I don't know. But a heel is a heel is a heel. And so yeah, those are my daughter's socks. I was able to complete them today like I wanted. I do have tons of extra yarn in little balls. So let me show you what I've got. So this is all of the leftover yarn. These two balls are patterned, the patterned sock yarn. So I made them into center pull balls. So as they knit up, they will knit up in pattern. Then I have this, which is the leader yarn to tell me where to start to get the perfect matching pairs. I've got some yarn barf in here too. And then I've got all of this for the solid color. So these two right here are 3 grams. So they'll be able to do a toe each. And I haven't weighed these two, but I should be able to get at least a heel out of this, I would think. And a heel and a toe out of this. So I'm glad to have some extra solid. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I would have a lot of extra yarn, but this is all I ended up having. Yeah, not as much as I thought. But since I finished my daughter's Christmas socks, I went ahead and cast on another pair. So let me get those out so that I can share those with you. So this is what I have so far for my mom's socks. I am doing it in this King Cole Party Glitz 4-ply yarn. It is 100 grams, 88% acrylic, 7% PBT, 5% metallic. And yeah, my mom enjoys this type of yarn. Like I've mentioned before, she's no fuss, no muss about her knitted items. And so I saw this one. It is called Santa. And yeah, it's got a lot of sparkle to it. I have made her socks in, I believe it's the Premier wool-free sock, which feels exactly like this with no sparkle. So she knows how this type of yarn wears. And so I went ahead and cast hers on. I normally do a 60 stitches for her, but there have been a couple of times where I wanted to do a 64 stitch sock because of the design, so I figured I'd try it out on this one. I decided to go ahead and do just a really simple lace panel. You can't really see it very well, but I've done 2 repeats of the lace so far. She also likes her socks to be on the short side, so I will do 2 more repeats of the pattern and then start in on the heel. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the heel because I don't have any solid of this type of yarn. I have solid wool yarn, wool and nylon. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just go ahead and use the wool and nylon instead of using this. I'm not sure though. I also wasn't aware that this would be a striper. I thought it would be variegated because that's kind of what it looks like in here, but it's knit up striped so far. Obviously the stripes don't match though, because like in this one you've got that little bit of white in there and there's no white in here other than the little specks. So yeah, these are on a 2.75, 64 stitches. This pattern is called the Wish You Were Here socks. I think it's called the Wish You Were Here socks. I can't remember who they're by, but it was a free pattern on Ravelry. And so yeah, I've wanted to try a sock that had just a lace panel down the side. I've not done one of those yet. All of the socks that I've done have either been plain or they've been fully textured. And so I'm really interested to see how this comes out. I did try a different lace panel like right after Thanksgiving on something. You haven't seen it yet because I haven't shared it because I ripped the whole thing out. It just wasn't working with the yarn that I had used for it. So I do want to retry those socks sometime soon with a different type of yarn, preferably a lightly variegated one or a speckle. So I have to look through my stash to see what the pattern that I want to do would look best in. But I'm doing these for my mom, a very simple lace panel. So this will have opposite panels. So there's a right side and a left side. So yeah, I just started that last night. Got this far. We watched Haikyuu to the top, the very last episode of the season, and was very happy with how the season ended. I already knew what was going to happen because I did read it. You know that I've read it because you saw me read those volumes for 25 days of manga. I do think with Haikyuu I'm going to have to read it before I watch it though, because as I was reading the last few volumes, all the material that I had seen, I was starting to skim through it, and I don't want to be doing that with Haikyuu. So I will probably continue reading that one soon, but there are other things that I need to finish reading, like Great Priest Imhotep, Volume 3, which I have not picked up since I showed it to you last. I'm not doing very well in 25 days of manga. I don't think I'm going to get there at all. So there's that. I'm not keeping up with my Christmastide cowl either. But that was expected. I do want to finish these Christmas socks for my mom. And I've already finished the Christmas socks for my daughter. So I just want to make sure that those projects are done before I work on my Christmastide cowl some more. And reading-wise, I haven't been reading manga because I've been preoccupied with completing my chapter by chapter for Christmas Cowbells, which is the first book in the Buttermilk Creek Mystery Series by Molly Cox Bryan. That is the December Book One Cozies Club selection, so I wanted to get that project completed. I did complete that today. The last episode of chapter by chapter will go up on Tuesday, and I also announced January's Book One Cozies Club selection in that video. So if you are reading along with me during chapter by chapter, you will know what the selection is. If not, definitely check out the Mystery Madness Goodreads group because it will be posted there, or you can wait for my series First Impressions video where I just give my general unspoilery thoughts about the book for those of you who aren't reading along but might be interested in it. And I will announce the January selection in that video as well. So that is knitting and reading and what I watched yesterday. Let's get into the yarn advent calendar. like sherbet to me. I don't know. What do you think? Definitely an interesting combination of colors, but it does look more like sherbet to me. I don't think cotton candy when I look at it, and if I'm looking at it in real life, it's a lot more orange than it is coming up on screen. Still a very pretty skein though. So that is today's Advent Mini. These containers are getting harder and harder to open. And I think it's just because I'm trying to be more careful because I've already stabbed my finger like twice with the staple. But yeah, skein for the day. Cotton candy was the theme. Tomorrow is thistle whistle. So, I don't know, purples? Anyway, we will see that tomorrow. As for my plans for today, I will be editing this vlog, putting all of the clips together and trying to get that up on Sunday. And then I also need to edit and upload the rest of the chapter by chapter videos. I think that's all we have planned to do. My uncle is coming today with some Coco Ichibanya curry, and I'm looking forward to that because I really enjoy that curry and we don't get to have it very often. But yeah, those are my plans for today. I'm not doing anything very interesting. I maybe do my nails because they are growing out and some of the polish has come off, but I usually redo them every 2 weeks. I do have another set of Christmassy nail strips, so yeah, maybe I'll redo my nails today. If I do, you will definitely see those in tomorrow's clip, but I won't be filming me do my nails because you've already seen me do them and I'd be using the same products. So yeah, that's all I've got for right now. I hope you guys have an amazing day and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye!